All right, welcome to the City of Stillwater Water Treatment Plant, and behind me here is our raw water tank. We get our raw water from Caw Lake up by Ponca City. We have around about 36 miles of 36-inch line from here to there. Our pump station will do 21 million gallons per day from Ponca to here. After that, the water goes from this tank into our meter vaults over to the side. And there we start injecting the chemicals. All right, what you see behind us here is our meter vault. Inside the meter vault there is a 36-inch line where we inject the chemicals at. This is the first process, the first coagulation process that we have. We have two different coagulants. We have chlorine and ammonia, which are also injected into this line, and this process is called the flash mix. We also have a valve down there which varies the flow just according to whatever we need in town. From there, the water goes to these solid contact units, flows up from the bottom and towards the top, and I'll take you all inside and show you some of the chemical pumps. All right, we're in our chemical building now, and here are our polymer tanks. This is one of our coagulants. We have ferric sulfide, another coagulant that we use. All of our pumps that you see down here below us is what we use to actually pump it into the system for the initial process. All right, this is our chlorinator room. Stillwater uses chloramines to disinfect the water. That's a process where you take chlorine and ammonia and mix them together to make chloramines. You have to kind of excuse the mess a little bit. It's under construction right now, but our chlorinators are down here. This is, we divvy the chlorine to different parts of the plant so we can get a different dose to each part. Behind us is our new chlorinators, which are coming online shortly. All right, behind us here, this is our solid contact unit. After we left the meter vaults with the water, it comes to the solid contact unit. At this point, we add lime to soften the water. Once the water enters the solid contact unit, it comes up from the bottom, mixes with the sludge in the center cone. As the coagulants work, all of the solids are going to fall to the bottom. There's a rake that goes the entire length of the tank, which moves the solids towards the center cone. And the center cone, at that point, has somewhat of a vacuum that pulls it up. There's a prop in the center. We're going to end up with a certain percentage of sludge that we're going to end up blowing out of the solid contact unit later. The clean water goes into the weirs and onto the filter system. Just ahead of our filtration system is our recarbonation basin. Here we inject the water with CO2 to bring the pH down before we go into the filtration process. All right, this is our filter gallery. We have 12 filters here. Each one of these filters has anthracite and then a tile base. The water comes in from the recarbonation basin, flows through the filters, comes out over here to the west into our wet well, and then heads on to the ozone treatment. All right, what you see behind us over here is our ozone building. There's a couple of generators in there. We're going to go take a look at those. Basically, the process is we take liquid oxygen, a little electricity, put it in the generator, and out comes ozone gas. The ozone gas runs through this tank over here, and from there we go on into our clear well and on into town. All right, behind us here is our fluoride injection room. And let's put on our PPE and we'll go take a look inside. Over here in this large concrete tank, we have 3.5 million gallons of storage of potable water. This is the finished product that is going to the pump house down here. At the pump house, we have two different sets of pumps. One is for the high pressure zone in Stillwater. The second set is for the low pressure zone in Stillwater. All right, this is our slightly antique control center. We control all the towers in town, all the rural water towers. From here, we can control the flow, the rate of all the chemicals, oversee the entire process, basically. And from here, we'll go on into the lab. All right, now that we're in the lab, in here we monitor the pH. We take a turbidity throughout the plant during the day. Over here is our titration station where we look for the different hardnesses and alkalinities going on in the water. From there, we check the total chlorine, free chlorine. Over here, this is our jar testing machine. Every time we get a change in the water, say the lake turns over, floodwaters, things like that, we'll go ahead, run the raw water through with the chemicals that we normally run in the plant, and just to see where we need to be at chemical-wise, make sure we're not underfeeding, overfeeding. That concludes our tour for the leadership of Stillwater. Have a good evening.